Lynx with Magnagore's shot up, and that's good.
Just like that, Wilson from 3 trains it. Garvin again, same on. This time she drains it. What a performance from the Lynx.
Round 8 of this topsy-turvy WNBL season concludes in Sydney with the Sydney Uni Flames hosting the Perth Lynx. The WA team have impressed on the road across recent weeks and have garnered ample momentum in their quest for their first championship in 30 years. But for the Flames, they've been hit arguably the hardest by fixture tweaks. But with Shane Heal's team in front of their home fans today, they'll be hoping for a big result, and anything is possible in this game. Ben Waterworth with you alongside dual WNBL champion Steph Blitzars. Steph, great to have you on board for this game. Let's turn our attention straight away to the Perth Lynx. They're coming into this game in some mighty form. They thumped the Capitals in their past couple of games, and they'll be looking for another big performance against Sydney today.
Yeah, they will. They've definitely hit some momentum, and having a later start to the season's really worked well for them. They managed to, really start to gel together, and they've really been putting on a great display of basketball.
And they've just seemed to have got their roster balance right this season. Not too many teams around the league have two imports like Jackie Young and Marina Mabry, but they're stars in their starting five as well. They've just got such a nice balance about them this season.
Yeah, they definitely do. They've got the guards, obviously, in their two imports, but then they also have Sammy Whitcomb coming in as well. And then with a great display of bigs with Darcy Garvin and Lauren Scherf, who do you guard? They have so many different places they can score from, and it's very impressive.
It is very impressive indeed. So looking forward to seeing how the Perth Lynx go about it today. They've got a tough task. The Sydney Uni Flames, they've got plenty of stars on their roster as well. As we have a look at what's inside the Qudos Bank Arena as well, we can see Shane Heal on screen, the coach of the Sydney Uni Flames. You have to feel a little bit for the Flames as well. This is just their 5th game of the season and just their 2nd game since December 22 last season. How much of I suppose, of an inconvenience as we have a look at their starting five, of just the lack of game time across the past month, and how tough would that be for the playing group?
Yeah, definitely. You have this big pre-season leading up for the season to start, and then you want to get straight back into it, and then you have another month break. So it's going back on the training court, trying to, get that gameplay, because as much as you train, you can't really get that gameplay without being able to play. So it's been a real big inconvenience for them, and hopefully they can shake themselves off and pick themselves up, and off they go.
Good strong starting five there as well. Shyla Heal leading the way, of course, as well. Looking forward to Renaya Davis, who's their latest import to come. She'll play some limited minutes off the bench. As we turn our attention to the Perth Lynx, we talked about the two imports before, Young and Mabry, but Garvin, Scherf and Whitcomb. And there's some really strong players off the bench as well. Alex Sharp's, right in the Opals contention at the moment. Chibatoni's a former Rookie of the Year. There's some depth to that bench. Yeah,
they have heaps of depth in their bench. I mean, if you're looking at their starting five, you go, oh, how are we going to guard this? Yeah. But then when they sub, they don't lose anything either. So they've got a really good roster this season.
And just have a look at that starting lineup as well. There's a lot of height in that starting lineup, and Lauren Scherf sort of stands out 196 centimetres, but Darcy Garvin at 188 in particular as well. As we have a look at our referees. You compare that to the Sydney Uni Flames, who go into this game arguably a little bit undersized. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, they do have some height with some of their players, but just not the stature. You look at the bigs on the Perth lineup, and they're broad and they're long, and they're able to, be battle inside the key, whereas not so much on Sydney's side.
Well, there's a lot expected, no doubt, of Keely Froling today, the 25-year-old who continues to have a big influence on this lineup. A lot of really expected today of her. She goes up against the likes of Garvin and Scherf and Sammy Whitcomb as well. That backcourt of Young, Mabry and Whitcomb will be tough to deal with. Expecting a Perth Lynx victory today, Steph?
I mean, I have been no good at my tipping so far, but if I had to pick, I would be tipping the Perth Lynx today, just with the displays that we've seen in recent weeks.
Qudos Bank Arena, good crowd in for this clash between the Perth Lynx, 3-2, against the Sydney Uni Flames, 0-4. Keely Froling and Lauren Scherf know each other pretty well from their times at the Caps and growing up together across numerous Australian teams as well. They'll now do battle in the middle of Qudos Bank Arena as we conclude round 8 of this WNBL season. Will be the Sydney Uni Flames hosting the Perth Lynx. The Flames still looking for their first win of the season, and we're underway. First time these two sides have met each other in the 2021-22 season. Perth coming off 2 big wins against the UC Caps. Young working her way out there to Scherf. Drives hard inside, tough guarding there by Kalani Purcell, but Scherf's in such good form and she opens the scoring.
Yeah, Loz has actually been great in every first half that I've seen her play so far this season, so I'm expecting big things this first half from her.
Froling looking for the handoff, and she gets it with Shyla Heal. That's going to be a great matchup. Heal v Young, as Froling with the deep 2, a little too deep on that attempt, and Young comes up with the first rebound of the game. Young works her way to the stripe, just misfires. So first stop here for the Sydney Uni Flames, 0-4 on the season. Keely Froling with a look from deep, and falling short on that triple attempt, Keely Froling. And that was her first triple attempt of the entire season. Young, Scherf, she loves a 3-ball. Good misfiring. Opportunity here for the Sydney Uni Flames to try and make some early inroads on the scoreboard. Hill calls for a screen. Gets it from Purcell. And then floats it up and in.
And Charlotte's been known to be quite crafty around the ring, so that was a nice little floater from her.
Averaging the 16 points per game, Shyla Heal. 35 minutes per outing as well. Young caught some contact as she was putting up that shot. That's our first foul of the game.
The foul is on the Flames, number 10, Hero Rowe.
Heal just assessing the situation inside the perimeter. Uncontested floater from Shyla Heal, but all attention now on Jackie Young, who played her best game of the season so far 9 days ago against Canberra. The 14 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Coming off a terrific 2021 campaign where she won a gold medal on 3-on-3 at the Tokyo Games, and played a part in the Las Vegas WNBA Grand Final Series campaign. She's giving away the foul.
And it looks like Perth are going back to that backcourt pressure that they did so well last game, and it really worked for them, so it looks like they're sticking with it.
Purcell wanting the hand off. Heel. Purcell very rarely shoots the 3. She probably should shoot more of them. She's going to put them right down like that.
I mean, why not if you're making them, shooting them like that?
Her first triple attempt of the season is a good one. And then she comes up with a block. Kalani Purcell with a strong start. And Lauren Mansfield against her old side rolls that one in. The Flames with the early advantage, 7-4. Mabry backing down, in and out. Another stop for the Sydney Uni Flames.
That was great help there from Kalani. She did enough to make Mabry think about the shot and worry her out of it.
Heel floats in another deuce. And the Flames off to a 9-4 lead early stages. Young hoping for Garvin on the inside. Tough from Darcy, but again, the Flames waiting there to pick up the crumbs off the defensive glass. Shane Heel will be absolutely thrilled with this start. Froling can add to it. Looked good off the hand. In and out. Here's Marina Mabry. Wrong foot's Shyla Heal and then gets the 2 to drop. and immediately makes an impact. Renaya Davis giving the Flames a 5-point advantage. Mabry works her way towards the rack, gets it to go. Tough finish from Marina Mabry. It's Morgan Yeager, who's pressed against Adelaide the other night. But Mansfield able to get the 2 early. The Flames just keeping ahead, 5-point differential. Pick and roll action here as Scherf puts up the 2 and draws some contact and will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
And Perth have been really confident with that high-low look in recent games, and it's really worked for them, so it'll be nice to see them keep going back to that.
Here's that play from Lauren Mansfield as well. Spent a couple of seasons at the Perth Lynx, was their co-captain for a couple of years. In her second season with the Sydney Uni Flames. But this is Lauren Scherf. She's playing her old side. Spent a couple of years at the Flames. She misses that attempt there. So the Flames offensively just struggled to put some pressure on the scoreboard against their opposition this year. Maybe Renaya Davis can have an early impact. She can. She's got 2 field goals early stages this year for the Flames. Perth a little stunned early stages here, but Sammy Whitcomb using all her wisdom and class to knock that one down.
And that was great body control there from Sammy. She did this complete spin, super quick pace, and then could just stop herself, prop, hit that shot.
Third time unlucky for Shyla Heel. Misses the floater. Whitcomb picks up the tempo. Mabry misses the 2. Knocked out of Chibatoni's hands there. And then Eisenhager has a really good look at it. And Ash Eisenberger hits her first triple.
Can't be leaving her open on the 3 like that. She showed she can hit the 3 last game, and still on that same bandwagon. Keep going.
5 of 7 from deep, Ash Eisenberger in her most recent game against the Caps. Timeout called. And after getting out to an early 8-point advantage, the Flames just seen their lead decrease by 1, 15-14. But overall, you'd think Shane Heel, Steph, would be pretty pleased with what he's seen so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're scoring quite easily. It's not like they're working too hard for their scores. They're coming off screens hard, going downhill, and just hitting that mid-range jumper, looking quite easy. And if they can keep that up, they're just going to keep them in the game.
See the back there of Renaya Davis on screen. She's the 3rd import for the Sydney Uni Flames. Sort of come to the club. They hope will work out. They lost Steph Watts to an ACL, and Chelsea Dungy was released in December as well. So Davis into her 2nd game. At the early stages of this one, pretty promising and playing with some presence out on the floor.
Yeah, and especially coming into a new team after the season has started, she's doing well.
The 0 there. Shane Heel did say in recent times that she's probably still 6 weeks off from her best basketball, and she'll start off with some small minutes, but she's been injected into the game really early here. Great to have you with us on KO Sports as we conclude round 8 of the WNBL. Mansfield for 3. Feeling it early is Lauren Mansfield, and the Sydney Uni Flames. It's back out to that 4-point advantage. Scherf guarded here by Davis. And Scherf, too good, too strong.
She did well to just feel Davis on her back, knew where she was, and just the quick little turnaround, too easy for Loz.
2 of 2 from the field, Lauren Scherf. 5 points early stages. Mansfield gets the screen and the 2 to drop. Sydney Uni 7 of 9 from the field to start this one. At the other end, Chibatoni.
And Sydney will be disappointed with that defensive transition there. Made a great shot, had a great play, and then just gave up the 2 down the other end. Great running from Bertoni there.
Mansfield again. She can't miss. What a start by Lauren Mansfield. She's up to 11 points early stages.
So dangerous off that on ball.
Averages 11 points per game. She's already reached that within 6.5 minutes of the first quarter. Maybury pulls up for the deep 2. Both these teams shooting at will at the moment and knocking him down. Perth going at 58%, the Flames going at 80% from the field. Froling looking to hand off. Does in turn to Shyla Hill. Pick and roll here with Froling for 3. Almost all oxygen. They have just caught a bit of the bottom of the net.
Into the game for the Lynx. Number 9, Alex Sharp. Number 5, Darcy.
Good chemistry and rhythm on offense, though, for the Sydney Uni Flames, Steph.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They're coming off those on-balls really hard and just going downhill, trying to make the big commit, and they're not coming to them, so they're hitting that those open shots. And Loz Mansfield has been fantastic on that. Until they take it away from her, she's going to keep going to it.
Showing why she's been a member of the Opal squad in recent times as Bertoni hits the deck. She was fouled.
Just a little bit too much from Jaeger there. A little bit too aggressive on that trap.
And into the game for the Flames. Number 10,
The second game, Morgan Jaeger. There is Alex Bertoni on screen. He battled an ankle injury in the hub season last year. Good to see her back out there and injected into the game pretty early here at Qudos Bank Arena. Young, great elevation and the finish to go with it. All square, 22 apiece. 2.5 to play first quarter in the Harbour City today. Jaeger, Mansfield, 4-4 from the field. Bringing in Keely Froling, but unfortunately Keely took one step too many. Call for the travel.
And it looks like Perth have changed up their on-ball defence there to try and slow down Loz Mansfield on her offensive scoring rant that she was having.
And that's, we've seen a little bit early status from Shyla Hill, but if Lauren Mansfield can be as effective offensively, and means that Shyla Hill doesn't have to carry the big point scoring load. It's knocked away out of the hands of Emma Clark. Almost trying to make it rain, but can't get that one to drop. Davis coming up with another stop. Rebound count pretty even at the moment, 7-6 in favour of the Flames. Froley backing down, one-on-one with Garvin, 2 young stars of Australian basketball. We say young, Darcy Garvin's 27, she feels like she's been around forever, and she has. She's played, it's game number 229 in the WNBL for Darcy Garvin. Sharp misses the first attempt, and then misses the second attempt, and then gives them a fresh 14 and allows Darcy Garvin to shoot. And finally, the Flames able to win the ball back. The floor wipers get to work.
First foul, number 0, Jackie Young. Her first.
Young called for the foul.
Second team foul, for the Flames, number 32.
Good start for the Sydney Uni Flames. This is whether they can maintain this intensity and momentum for the full 4 quarters against Perth, which is considered arguably the championship favourite, Steph. That's the challenge for Shane Hill's side today.
Yeah, it is. And it's nice to see that he's getting the rotations through to try and keep those fresh legs.
Mansfield kicks it back out. Purcell already hit 1 triple today. Froling turning around, just not quite dropping for Keely. Early stages. Another foul is called. She's 0 of 3 from the field, Keely Froling.
And Keely Froling has the potential to be a big player in this game today. Just some of her shots, they were good shots, just haven't worked out for her, but they're the right ones to take and they just haven't dropped.
There's Kira Rowe on screen, getting the start today for the Sydney Uni Flames. Heel. One-on-one here with Young. Calls for movement up ahead. Only a couple of seconds on the shot clock left, and I think Keeley just got it off in time, but Purcell gets the rebound, and Froling still can't get it to go. 0 of 5 now, Keeley, but Purcell has 5 rebounds in this first quarter. Final minute of the opening term, and Jackie Young is starting to get going. She's up to 4 points and will head to the free throw line, shoot a couple.
Foul number 4, Shiley Hill, her first. 4th team foul for the Flames at the line for the Lynx. Jackie Young shooting 2. Where are your Flames?
Pick 1 in the 2019 WNBA draft. Jackie Young also that season was in the All WNBA rookie team. NCAA champ as well with Notre Dame alongside Marina Maybury. Some pretty handy imports to bring to the West. Although they're not playing a lot in the West at the moment. It's the second one to drop. She's got 5 points, and Perth get the lead back for the first time since the opening stages of the quarter. Heel goes to work on the inside, and another floater drops for Shyla.
That mid-range game is really working well for Sydney. Just those floaters, those pull-up jumpers are just really keeping them in the game and have been what's put them up most of the game.
Oh, Mansfield contributing a couple of those. 4-second differential between game clock and shot clock here. Young works the pass inside. Clark fumbled at the wrong time. And turnover.
And that was great defense there by Kira Rowe. Just keeping Young out of the key, making it really difficult for her. And she managed to get a good pass off, but the Sydney defense was really great at that aspect, just with a couple of hands in there and, yeah, managed to get the turnover.
Heel for Rowe for 3. That's her game. Kira Rowe really fancies herself from beyond the arc, but couldn't get that one to drop. But that is a promising first quarter from the Sydney Uni Flames. They lead the highly fancied Perth Lynx at quarter time, 24-23. Second quarter action coming up in just a few moments.
Who said we're not strong enough, not fast enough? Wrong. We're crossover queens, scoring buckets, taking names and hitting no-look threes. We fight for every ball. Until we dunk, hell yeah. When we roll into the court with nothing to lose and everything to prove, you're in for a show. She got style, she got balls, she got belief, she got game.
Quarter time here at the Qudos Bank Arena with the Sydney Uni Flames. Early advantage for them over the Perth Lynx, 24-23. Big shout out here for Aussie Hoops, Australia's national junior participation program for hoops, introducing kids aged 5 to 10 to basketball. They learn and improve their fundamental movement skills, the basics of teamwork, cooperation, but more importantly, they have fun and make ample friends as well. So to find out where your kids can get a start at basketball and enjoy a lifelong involvement in the sport, make sure you visit Aussie Hoops locator at the aussiehoops.basketball/find-a-program, because registrations for Term 1 programs are now open. Ben Waterworth with you alongside dual WNBL championship winner Steph Blitzarves, and I reckon Shane Hill. Steph, at the first break there, be pretty satisfied with what his team's put up so far.
Yeah, they have definitely kept the scoreboard pressure on this game, which is fantastic. And their defense has been really good to... I know you would say 24 and 23 is quite a high-scoring first quarter, but they haven't been super easy scores for Perth Lynx. They've had to make difficult shots under the ring, and that's what you really want Sydney to do. You want them to try and make it difficult for them, because you know how potent the Lynx can be on the offensive end.
That was personified by their 102-73 win over the UC Capitals just a couple of days ago. Finding it difficult early stages, Perth Lynx, against this Sydney Uni Flames side. Led by Shiley Hill, and Davis is making an impact and hits the triple to give him a 4-point advantage. Nia Davis with a game-high 7 points. Young at the other end, can't get that one to drop. And Davis comes up with her third rebound. Heel. Pick and roll here with Davis, who goes to work on Garvin and is too good. What a signing.
She's really showing what she can do in this first half of basketball.
Gives the Flames a game-high 6-point lead. Mabry pulls up for a deep two. Davis pulls up for a big rebound. Kicks up the tempo. Euro steps away inside. Jaeger and Heel now call for calm. Pick and roll here with Purcell. Working in tandem here with Rowe for Purcell for three. Well short that time from Kalani. Lynx stunned here early. Flames really taking it up to them. And Shyla Heel knocking the ball away there from Young, and it is deemed off Perth hands, so they'll get the ball back to Flames.
That was great sneaky hand there from Shyla. She just used her body well, and then when Young squared up, just knocked it out, then made her make a play for it.
Real leader of this Flames outfit, just at the age of 20. He's overall a young Sydney Uni Flames roster as well. Lauren Mansfield, the only player aged over 30. It's a young Flames roster there, making a big impact. And Renai Davis is leading from the front and taking her tally to a game-high 12.
Well, if the scout wasn't that she was a three-point shooter, it sure is now.
Mabry at the other end says count it, and gosh, did they need that bucket as well, because the Flames had had an epic start to this quarter. Mabry comes up with the two and an opportunity to make it three. Stops an 8-0 run in favour of the Flames. Most of those points coming from the hands of Davis, who is 5 of 5 from the field so far. Mabry completes the three-point play. Reduces it back to 6. Great to have you with us on KO Sports. So we get towards the end of round 8 of this WNBL season. Davis, this time, putting up the shot early in the shot clock count there, missing. And then Mabry's missing at the other end. Jaeger. Heel. Purcell again looking to set the screen. Hill for the floater. Gets it to drop as well.
Sydney are just scoring from everywhere today. So they've got the mid-range game, the floaters, and they're hitting their big threes. So Perth are going to have to do something to stop their offense right here. Otherwise, it's going to be a long game for them.
Scherf gets the 2. Meanwhile, Shyla Heel has 8 points, 4 of 5 from the field to go with 5 assists early stages. Offensive foul is called. Marina Mabry happy about that. Here's Shyla Heel doing what she does best from just inside the key. There's Purcell, called for the screen. Is that a fair call, Steph?
Well, Kalani wasn't quite happy with it, and I probably would have had the same sort of words if it was me.
Well put. Purcell makes amends by getting the rebound. Strong start for Purcell off the glass. She's got 6 boards early stages. Mansfield for Davis. She's got the hot hand in this quarter. One-on-one here with Garvin. Feeds Heel. This has been her territory. Davis runs down the shot clock. Didn't quite get the love off the glass that she was after.
Did all the hard work and just didn't finish it.
The patient build-up, though, from the Flames. Oh, Mabry, beautiful crossover, and the shot drops as well. She's back to some great shooting form today, Marina Mabry. Struggling from the field in their last 2 games, Mabry, but now she's starting to regain her touch. She's got a team-high 11 points, 5 of 9 from the field. And she can't quite add to her tally there, but she'll be going to the line for a couple, Mabry, to try and reduce this Sydney Uni Flames lead.
And she's realised that her team needs some scores, and she's taken and said, come on, guys, jump on my back. Here, I'm ready for the game.
Just like she did against Adelaide in that huge debut game, which she had 30 points, including 7 of 13 from beyond the arc. It was quite a remarkable performance. Before she goes to the charity stripe, though, we've got a timeout at the Qudos Bank Arena with the Sydney Uni Flames 34, leading the Perth Lynx 30. A bit to think about for Coach Ryan Petrick and the team, who have been on the road now for all of January. You just wonder how much longer they're going to be on the road for as well, with the announcement of the extending of the border closure in Western Australia as well. The Lynx put out a statement a couple of days ago, just emphasising how tough it is on these players, that they're away from work and families. We're in unprecedented times, but of all the WNBL teams, the Lynx have been hit pretty hard here.
They have, and especially when they're playing home games but not at their home stadium.
Yep.
Everyone knows how hard it is to play at Perth because their crowd is like having another player.
Yeah.
So they're really, as cliche as it sounds, they're overcoming the adversity of it, and they've been playing really well. So let's hope it doesn't drain them too much.
3-2 so far in the season, and many would have expected them to have a pretty easy win so far. And granted, there is still 2 quarters and 6 minutes of basketball left, but I don't think too many would have expected the Flames to be 4 points up early stages, Steph.
No, and especially from what we've been looking at for the rest of the season, Perth have been so strong offensively. Who would have thought that the Flames have been able to shut them down so well?
So Marina Mabry will be going to the free throw line, been going at 71% from the charity stripe so far this season. Just the 10 points and the 9 points in her previous 2 games, which included 1 of 14 from beyond the arc. As referee's just conferring here, just as Mabry was putting up that shot. Terrific pickup to pick up a player of Mabry's class from the Los Angeles Sparks in the WNBA, now with the Dallas Wings.
And it just shows how the WNBL is being seen by international players now. Players want to come and play in our league because they think it's such a strong competition.
Breakout season for the Dallas Wings in 2021. Marina Mabry is their 2nd top scorer for the club. All her attention now on trying to give the Perth Lynx the lead. They're down by 2. Purcell hands off for Hill, has a first real good look at 3 for the game. Just fumbled there by Whitcomb, so allows Jaeger and the Flames to have a good look at the hoop here with 6 seconds on the shot clock. So trying to free up Purcell, but it's off her hands and out of bounds with 5.5 left in the 2nd quarter.
And Sydney have been doing really well at coming off their on balls and going downhill and making the defender of the screen have to commit.
Yep.
So if they keep going at that, I think it's going to work really well for them. Mabry
again draws a couple of Flames, but foul is called against Jaeger, it looks like there. She's kicking herself, giving away that opportunity. On Mansfield, in fact. 2-point differential. Sydney Flames hoping for their first W. Kira Rowe checks back into the game. Chippertoni. Scherf looking to hand off. Lyko herself now. One-on-one with Purcell. Scherf too big. Getting around Purcell with ease. Continuing her terrific WNBL season. 9 points for Scherf. 3 boards. early stages there, and the Lynx just haven't got going from beyond the arc. Normally a pretty good three-point shooting team, but just going at the 13% at the moment, and doing a lot of their scoring from the free throws so far.
Yeah, and we know that the Perth Lynx are very, very dangerous from the three-point line, so I'll expect them to hit a few more in the second half, but we can't expect it. We just need to be wary of it, I think.
Okay, we'll be wary. We'll keep our eyes on it then. Steph, let's have a look at some of the best players from the first half so far. And you mentioned her just before, Steph. Renee Davis, just in her second WNBL game. A big ask of her now to come in and be this sort of import answer that the Sydney Uni Flames have been looking for. She has been terrific so far for the Sydney Uni Flames.
Yeah, she definitely is. They have lost a couple of imports so far this season, so it's nice to see that she's fitting in nicely and hopefully can last the rest of the season and do really well for them.
Again, we saw in the previous game in Canberra as well, we saw Sykes show off her athleticism. We're seeing Davis show off her all her tricks today, driving hard inside, but she's also got the three-ball game as well.
Yeah, and it's very impressive to see a big with such a fluent shot. So she's coming off really hard towards the basket, and she's really long and lean. So as she's taking up those layups, it's going to be hard for her opponents not to be able to foul her.
Well, let's have a look at Lauren Mansfield's game so far. Our team out the back, gee, they haven't had an easy task in the end trying to put together her highlights because there's been so many. 8 of 9 from the field, 18 points. In WNBL in the past, she hasn't necessarily been the biggest scorer of all time, but gosh, she's showing off her scoring tricks today. Yeah,
she definitely is. I mean, we all know that Loz Mansfield can score. She can shoot. She has a beautiful shot. But just coming off those on balls today, she's open, and why not take that open shot if you're hitting them like she is?
Yeah, terrific performance so far from Lauren Mansfield. Again, showing that she can do it from beyond the arc and inside as well. That beautiful left-hand finish, as you said, Steph, averaging the 11 points per game so far this season, but she usurped that in the first quarter alone. She had 11 in the first quarter, and she had 7 in that second quarter. It's just the thing is now to try and make sure that she continues that momentum across the second half. She's one of the leaders for the Sydney Uni Flames. How have you seen that leadership so far for the Flames? Because a lot is asked for them in what is a pretty young Sydney Uni Flames roster.
Yeah, I think so far, because they have 2 players in Loz and Charlotte that can play the point, it's freed up each other to be able to score a little bit more. So if Shyla's running the point, then Loz has a bit more of a scoring opportunity and vice versa. So it's been working really well having the 2 smaller guards on the court at the same time.
So one of their leaders as well who's come across from previous WNBL side, the Melbourne Boomers, is Kalani Purcell. We were talking off air beforehand about how tough she is to play against Kalani Purcell. She's not a huge scorer, but she's one of the most competitive players in the league. Yeah,
she is. She's just a boards machine. So the only issue that Kalani's had so far this season is staying on the court. She's had 5 fouls in majority of her games, but if she can keep herself on the court, she could rival Anneli Maley for boards, I would say.
And we were talking about the size mismatch as well. Kalani often plays above her height. She's only 185 centimetres. They're going up against Lauren Scherf, who stands tall at 196 as well. But Kalani, we've seen her actually go one-on-one a fair bit in the post so far. There's Lauren's performance so far this season. It has been a fascinating matchup. Lauren Scherf was not part of the 16-player squad that was named in the Opals squad, the Opals training camp as well. Were you a little bit surprised that Lauren wasn't part of that Opals squad, Steph?
Yeah, so Loz has had a fantastic season so far, and she's really been working on her game. So she's been finishing really well around the ring, boarding, defence, and ripping from the elbow, which is really great to see a big B doing that. And it's, I wouldn't say upsetting to see that she's not in it, but she's really put her name forward, so they have to think about it a little bit more, I would say. But we've got great bigs in this country, and I think if she just keeps working, she's going to get a lot of opportunity as our more veteran bigs start to retire. So
let's have a look at some of the players that did make the 16-player squad, this World Cup qualifying squad that will be reduced to 12 in a couple of weeks' time. What did you make of the squad announcement that was only done a couple of days ago, Steph?
Yeah, it's nice to see that there are some young players coming through to really get their experience and get them to be playing international basketball at a high level, which is great. So in the senior group. And there's a lovely spread of, we've got some new faces in the bigs with Zatina, and then it's great to see Abby Bishop back in the squad after missing out for a couple of years. She's back in there, and she's really been putting her best foot forward this season as well.
So Shyla Heal in particular, she's obviously on screen there. You mentioned how she's one of a number of young players at the moment, Steph, that has been given an opportunity at the Opals. She missed out on Tokyo in 2020. She was on the brink of going to Tokyo in 2020, and she's talked about that disappointment as well. She was in a reserve spot, but she said, I'm hungry to show what I can do now and how I can help the team. This will be my second Opals camp I've been at, and I learnt a lot from the first one, so I'm looking forward to it. And I think we're looking forward to seeing her getting a crack in the green and gold as well at a young age.
Yeah, well, the good thing is that she has so much basketball ahead of her. So being able to go to these camps and play with more experienced players, she'll just learn so much from that alone. I know that her dad is one of the best, and she was probably learning a lot from him this season, but it says a lot to play with other point guards of such a high caliber and then learning tricks of the trade from them.
You have to watch, you're watching her today, and you have to sort of pinch yourself and remember that she's only 20 years old. Like, she's playing with maturity above her years at the moment, playing as a point guard, essentially playing as a leader for the Sydney Uni Flames at the moment. Yeah,
so having her and Loz on the same team, like I mentioned earlier, you have the almost veteran status of Loz and then the young gun coming through and them working together has been fantastic because you can see the youth and the spark and the real hunger to win from Shyla and just the cool, calm, collected head of Loz. And, they're really complementing each other.
Let's have a look at two players from the Perth Lynx that were part of this Opals squad, Sammy Whitcomb and Darcy Garvin in particular. Sammy said during the week, a massive honour to be included. Anytime I've been lucky enough to put on an Opals uniform, it's been such a special experience. And Darcy Garvin also called it a massive honour as well. Opals camps are always so competitive, and I can't wait to get to camp and go up against the best players in the country. I think we all kind of know what to expect at an international level from Sammy Whitcomb, and we saw that in the Asia Cup where she was part of that All-Star 5. But we're really looking forward to seeing Darcy Garvin, I think, in the green and gold as well, because she's been waiting for this opportunity for a long time now, Steph.
Yeah, and I really think Darcy's been unlucky to miss a couple of teams because she is a fantastic big, and she can be not only a 5 but a stretch 4, can hit that 3, can be really aggressive in defence and really rip to the basket with that great length. And so players have to change their shots when they're around her. So, I'm expecting big things from Darcy this season. And, hopefully we can see her make a World Cup team or an Olympic team in the future really soon.
She's only got the 2 points so far in this game between the Lynx and the Sydney Uni Flames. We're talking beforehand about how there's such a big opportunity here for the Lynx. They've had a lot of players who are probably down on their usual output. Garvin and Whitcomb probably haven't hit the scoreboard as much as what they want as well. That's why there's such a big upside for the Perth heading into this second half.
Yeah, it definitely is, keeping that in their back pocket almost, like just the arsenal. They go, all right, well, Marina Maybury's drying up a little bit. Here we go, Darcy, have a couple of threes. Here we go, Sammy, just get to the ring, have another couple of threes. So, it's going to be a really good third quarter, I think, to see whether the Lynx step up and really go hard with their scoring, or whether Sydney shut them down because their defence has been fantastic. Yeah,
let's talk about the Sydney Uni Flames in particular. They have been outstanding to date. I don't think too many expected them to be leading the Perth Lynx at halftime. But from your perspective, what's the key for this young team to try and maintain the intensity and the effort for this second half and against a really seasoned team like the Perth Lynx?
Yeah, I think they do need to rotate a little bit through their bench just to keep the fresh legs going. And they do have some players coming off the bench that are really putting their best foot forward in their defence. So Jaeger has come in and been really, really aggressive, putting pressure on the ball, coming hard in the half-court trap. And that's nice to see, seeing that Shane Hill has the confidence in those players coming off the bench to be able to do that. And if they can keep that intensity up and keep running the ball, I think they're going to do really well.
Renai Davis will be back out on the floor as well. There is Shane Heal, four-time Olympian, first person to coach both the Kings and now the Flames in Sydney as well. Brings ample passion to the floor every time, ample passion to the league. He's such a good advocate for the league as well. So great to have him part of the WNBL setup as the Perth Lynx prepare to get back out on the floor for this quarter. The Lynx hoping for their first championship since 1992. Such big expectations on the Lynx heading into this season. It's going to be very interesting to sort of see how it all pans out for them now, considering the WA border changes and how this team can hold together. So far, so good, certainly from a win-loss perspective. All their focus right now is on this second half and trying to get over this plucky young Sydney Uni Flames outfit, which leads 43-36. Great to have you with us on KO Sports as we conclude round 8 of the Women's National Basketball League. The Lynx will have first possession at the Qudos Bank Arena. Good crowd has stuck around to see the girls go to work. You see Sammy Whitcomb put up the first shot of the half, but he's not off target. Lauren Mansfield brings down the first board of the game. Davis works hard into the key and into the hoop it goes.
And she hasn't slowed down a bit.
14 points for her to go with 6 rebounds. And a turnover is created by Mansfield. And it's a double-digit lead now for the Sydney Uni Flames.
And that was great pressure up on the ball by Shyla, and Loz was just ready there for that steal. Like I was talking about them working well together, that was just textbook right there.
Young made her work hard. And she just steps out of bounds, Lauren Mansfield. Here's that good pressure there from Heal. It was in fact a foul against Mansfield as she was able to get that layup and take her tally to 20 points for the game. That is her third personal foul of the game, so she takes a seat. And Jackie Young will be at the free throw line, a 69% free throw shooter so far this season, averaging the 10 points from 27 minutes per game. And she's good on both attempts, so gets the lead back under 10. But how about this from the Flames? Can they maintain momentum for a full 4 quarters? Heal, Rowe, Froling, working around the perimeter. Davis has 2 to beat. 3 to shoot here for Shyla Heal, and finds Rowe, timing personified. Kira Rowe hits the scoreboard.
And that was a great find there from Shyla. And great clock awareness from Kira to get it up quickly.
6th dime for Shyla Heal. Scherf v. Froling. Froling gets the block up and forces it out of bounds.
What about the D-Flames fans?
Keely Froling playing terrific defense. Moments after this awesome assist from Shyla Heal. Shot just misses on that occasion. Scherf is there to pick up the offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. Davis gets the rebound. Now she goes to work at the offensive end of the floor. Floats it in. Game high 13-point lead for the Flames. Are we on the verge of a massive WNBL boil-over on a Sunday afternoon? Mabry gets the screen from Garbrandt. Deep 2 attempt. Hits it. Foul is called as well. She's headed to the line for an extra. And how about the stair post points as well?
And here we see Davis come down with that beautiful little Euro there with the nice finish. And here's that foul.
There tried to take her hands away at the last moment. They've still called the foul, but now it's a 10-point advantage for the Flames. Half-court press here from the Lynx. Davis can't connect on that attempt. She's 5 of 9 from the field.
And that's exactly what the Lynx wanted. They wanted Sydney to shoot a quick shot there, and they did. So their defense, it seems to be working there.
Pick and roll attempt is thwarted momentarily by Froling. Scherf keeps it alive, but Not too much long on the shot clock here. Whitcomb pick and roll for Scherf, who cannons into Rowe. And Rowe hits the deck and is called for the foul.
And Keely's been very unlucky not to come up with a couple of steals here. She's just had her hands in the right places at the right times, but just hasn't come up with it.
Scherf has looked very ominous underneath the basket whenever she's been near there, Steph, today.
Yeah, and she definitely has that size advantage. So she's drawing the defense in, and she's earned herself a couple of shots. She hasn't made this first one, but she's getting herself to the line.
So with that free throw made, Lauren Scherf has hit 10 points. That means that from her first 6 games this season, she's hit 10 points in every game. Whitcomb comes up with a steal. Picked here by Mabry, who works her way inside, gets the 2, says, how good am I? I'm heading to the line as well.
And Mabry just has a knack at creating that contact and then finishing off the shot. So there's been 2 or 3 jump shots where she's made the shot and got the and one, and then right there, under the basket, still managed to make the layup and get the and one.
Game high, 18 points now for Marina Mabry. She's been very good from the stripes so far. 4 of 4, 4 assists as well for the American international. They get 19 points. And the Perth Lynx just not going away. Still down by 6, and they up the ante on defence. Mansfield back on the floor for Froling, for Rowe, for 3. Boom!
And Kira's so good at those quick transition threes from the corner. She gets her feet set and knows exactly where the ring is, and it's going down most of the time.
Mabry at the other end. We know how hot she can be when she catches fire from deep. Young works her way inside.
She knew what she wanted to do before she did it.
Unfortunately. We saw her do that so many times for the mighty Southside Flyers, Steph. Kira Rowe able to just come up with an important basket at the right time.
That's right.
She stepped up for Sarah Blitzars in, I think it was 2017-18. She won the Best Young Player Award at the Southside Flyers, which are then the Dandenong Rangers. Showed some promise there, but a lot asked of her now, the Sydney Uni Flames, starting today. Heel kicks it out. Froling thought about the 3, then went inside on Lauren Scherf. Doesn't matter. Gets that layup to drop, and it's back out to over 10 points for the Flames.
And hopefully these couple of shots that Keely's made in the key has given her the confidence to shoot that outside shot again.
Chibatoni gets the steal and wins it back. Froling looking at the referee, hoping for a call, but none forthcoming. Out to 9 points, but it's just not dropping for Perth from beyond the arc. They're 1 of 11 from deep. Now a turnover.
And Chibatoni's doing really well to just get under the skin of Keely Froling at the minute. So that steal and that layup, and then she's drew a foul in this next one here.
Offensive foul called. It's Froling, little fist pump after that one went in as well. The 25-year-old. Just got to be careful of their fouls at the moment, the Flames. 3 for Mansfield, 3 for Jaeger as a timeout is called. Darcy Garvin starting to get hot for the Lynx.
And you can't leave Darcy open for a second behind that arc.
Yeah, she had a really good look at the hoop as well. Finally drops for Garvin. That's her first 3-pointer of the game. It's been a fascinating third quarter, a real tug of war. You thought the Flames were on the verge of running away with it. Game high 13-point lead. They hit at one stage with the Perth Lynx. They're just not going away, Steph.
Yeah, and it feels like Sydney have a little bit more of a lead than they actually do, because Perth just keep putting on that scoreboard pressure. Mabry's making and ones, they're hitting 3s. But yeah, Sydney are just hanging in there. Hopefully we continue to see this battle and it's a close game right to the end.
56-50 so far in this contest. Sydney Uni Flames traditionally not massive scorers so far in this WNBL season. They've only gone beyond 56 points once so far this season. That was against the Melbourne Boomers back on December 22. But already they're 56 points halfway through this third quarter. Well on their way to their biggest score of the season to date. And it's a bit to think about for the Perth coaching staff. Mansfield, Froling, Purcell all by herself. Easy bucket. 5.7 boards for her.
Great high-low action there from the Sydney, but it was just too easy. There was a bit of miscommunication there on defence.
Mabry for three. Beautiful stroke.
And Mabry's just warming up.
22 points. Some of her teammates have been down on their usual output, but Mabry's really lifted today. Heel works her way into the key and back out. Mansfield looking to add to her tally. She's got 7 to shoot. Kicking it all the way out for Shyla Heel, who can't bank it in.
Where you at, Flames fans? This is where they need you.
This game is beautifully poised. Halfway through this third quarter now. Chibatoni, Scherf. Garvin says kick it out the other way. Chibatoni calls for movement. Scherf sets the screen. Pick and roll action doesn't come off. Wickham's a beautiful 3-ball shooter. Doesn't come off. Good hustle from Froling. Off her hands though and out of bounds. Fresh 14 here for the Lynx to work with.
And Sydney will be a little bit upset with that. They made them play the entire defensive set there, Lynx, and then they just didn't come up with that board. So they're going to have to play some more defense here.
Just off target on that attempt. Davis back on the floor. Rebound down with authority. She's now got 8 rebounds to go with her 16 points. Mansfield working her way through the maze there of Chibatoni and Garvin is called for the foul. Just her second personal foul though.
It's her first personal and the first team foul.
Darcy not happy with that call.
Pass inside was brilliant from Purcell, and Davis did all the hard work and just didn't have enough juice for the layup to go in there.
And that was a great piece of offense there. They came off hard, great pass, and just not enough on it.
It's often an underrated aspect to Kalani Purcell's game. She is really good at finding open teammates in better spots than where she is. There's Garvin from the looking for the mid-range too from the baseline there, didn't come off. Mansfield with good ball control to give the Sydney Uni Flames a stop. And then pulls up for the mid-range too, which has been her go all day today. Chibatoni raising up high for the defensive rebound. And then tapped away there by Purcell.
And Kalani does those little extra things, the 1%ers. She puts the hands in, stays back and pressures the ball.
Heel misfires. Davis with the rebound and was held by Sharp, so foul called against the young Perth Lynx player. Who is Purcell picking the pocket of Chibatoni.
The Susie Bakovic special called that
yes.
one.
Should enjoy that shout out as well from you, Steph. Davis, Heel, 8 to shoot. Mansfield, one-on-one with Young, puts it up in her face, knocks it down. Lauren Mansfield is playing one heck of a game today.
Keep putting them up, Loz, because they are going in.
3 of 4 from deep for Lauren Mansfield. What have the Lynx got in response? It's back out to 8 points. 6 to shoot. Garvin underneath the rack comes up with an important bucket.
And Darcy knew she had a mismatch in there and she was just biding her time, calling it, keeping that space.
Terrific WNBL contest. Shyla Heel is leading from the front. In, out, and back in it goes.
Should be worth an extra point if you touch every part of the ring.
We'll go to the WNBL Commission and see if we can make that happen for us there. Don't go anywhere. Big last quarter coming up very soon. Garvin well off target with that 3-ball attempt. Shyla Heel comes up with the board. Big game from her. 7 assists to go with 10 points. Going back for Purcell. Feeding Mansfield. Back to Purcell, who wasn't expecting it. 6 to shoot now for Kalani. Mid-range 2. She joins in the fun from the mid-range.
And that was a beautiful looking shot there from Kalani.
10-point lead again for the Flames. Every challenge every response rather Perth is giving, they're responding. The Sydney Uni Flames, but then Mabry just steps up and says, I'll hit another 3. She's up to 25 points. Keeping her team right in this game. Heel has 2 to beat. Just able to get it to Davis. Mansfield is screaming for it on the other side. Davis goes herself and can't get it to go. Mansfield was free, couldn't find her. Mabry works her way into the lane, can't get that one to drop. Sharp can't get the rebound, but Mabry can. Purcell almost gave away the foul. Mabry steps back, easy as you like, knocks it down all nylon.
Mabry's telling her team, I'm keeping you in it.
She's got 28 of Perth's 61 points, and we've still got a minute to go in the third quarter. Heel goes to work, draws the contact, count the points, and she'll have an opportunity for an extra. What a game of hoops we're seeing.
And here we go. Here we see Mabry just dribble it out, casual as anything, hit that 3. And she liked it too.
But we really like that play from Heel. With 2 in her face, somehow finds a way to get that layup to go off the glass.
This has been an unbelievable shooting just from both teams.
Yeah.
It's been a display.
Now 61% the Sydney Uni Flames are going at, and the Perth Lynx are going at 47%. Both teams shooting the lights out. Shyla Heel playing a terrific game as well herself. She's now got the 13 points. And the Flames, in this seesawing battle, lead by 7. Whitcomb. Mabry can't quite bring her tally to 30 on that occasion.
And Davis brings down another board.
Yep, she's now got a double-double, 16 and 10. Heel was fouled, so she's going to be heading to the free throw line. Mabry's called for the foul rather.
A little bit of her own medicine there.
Clear arm shot. Pleading her case with the referee, but having it certainly done by then. Nonetheless, Heel will go to the free throw line. Just seems like yesterday when she was running around as a teenager for the South East Queensland team. She played 14 games. She played a season with Perth as well, 11 games. In 2018-19 rather.
And I remember playing against her when she was a 14-year-old for the Logan Thunder.
It'll make you feel old, Steph.
It does.
Inside, the Lynx go. Good ball movement. Scherf to Sharp. That one can't quite drop. Scherf almost could have gone herself rather than go the extra pass, but...
A little bit too unselfish on that play.
2-second differential between game clock and shot clock, and Shyla Heel, you sense, will use up every ounce of the shot clock. Wants the screen from Purcell. Gets that now. Wanting the pick and roll, but good defence from Perth to force the turnover. They love a score on the buzzer, but Kalani Purcell denies them again. And a long attempt there from Jaeger is just off target. But as we turn for home, the Sydney Uni Flames are in the box seat to claim their first win of this WNBL season. They lead the Lynx 70-61. Don't go anywhere. Fourth quarter action coming up in just a few moments. The world's best players are coming to Australia at the 2022 FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup, and the Opals will be part of it. They'll be part of 12 teams vying for a world title at Sydney Olympic Park. To sign up for first access to tickets, head to womensworldcup.basketball and get a chance to see FIBA's flagship competition on Australian shores. It'll be the first time in 27 years that we would have hosted a FIBA World Cup. Ben Waterworth with you alongside dual WNBL championship winner Steph Blitzars. Shane Heal addressing his side as they lead by 9 points. And how exciting would this be for Flames players, but also Flames fans? They're on the verge of this much-needed first victory.
Yeah, and especially because they've had some close games where it could have gone either way. It's like they're super hungry just to get that first win on the board, and especially in front of a home crowd.
They lost that round one game against the Capitals by 3, and they also lost to the Boomers by 6 in December as well. They were touched up by the Lightning and the Townsville Fire, but they are on the verge of their first win. The Perth Lynx would be a big ball over if they drop this one, the Perth Lynx.
Yeah, and especially because the Perth Lynx have been so successful so far. Even their losses, they've been right in the game. So, yeah, it's going to be a big one if Sydney win today.
Final quarter underway. Ball in the hands of Shyla Heal, who continues her terrific 2022 campaign. She's shooting 3 and just missing. Davis again involved. Almost had an assist to her name there. Young receives the lob pass. First look on offense in this final quarter for the Lynx. Finding themselves down by 9. Young kicks it out for Scherf. Good look from the corner for 3, and it almost drops. And Keely Froling is waiting to pounce, and Mansfield just brings it into the front court. Great to have you with us on KO Sports. Don't go anywhere. This fourth quarter, your sense is going down to the wire. Froling looking for Davis, but she wasn't quite cutting the pace that Froling was anticipating as the ball trickles out of bounds.
6 seconds. 6 seconds to shoot.
Not long on the shot clock here for Shyla Heal. Davis, hard contested shot. Somehow it's the rim to give them an opportunity, but it is the Perth Lynx from Chibatoni bringing it down the floor. Garvin, deep 3, and the bank is open. Darcy Garvin with a much-needed triple, her second of the game, and Perth are just starting to find some rhythm from deep now. They're now 6 of 19. Heal, though, can't respond with her own 3 ball, but she'll get the floater instead.
She wanted the extra point, but she'll set it for the 2.
72-64 in favour of the Flames. High-octane WNBL game for your Sunday afternoon, and the seas just parted beautifully for Sammy Whitcomb.
That change of pace, that hesitation, sent everyone flying, and she just had that open layup. It was beautiful to watch.
Just 4 points, though, for Whitcomb today. Mansfield, conversely, has been close to the star of the game. She'll be heading to the free throw line for the first time today. Check out Darcy Garvin. Such a terrific three-point shooter.
I wonder if she called that bank there.
But Mansfield at the line. 75% free throw shooter this season. Very consistent start to her 2021-22 campaign, but this has clearly been her best performance to date. 24 points, 7 of 8 from the field. Scherf, Young, Scherf screaming for it. Wants to go one-on-one with Keely Froling, reversing and scoring.
And I think she's been called for the hook there.
Oh, has she?
Yeah. We just watched the baseline arm of Loz here. And they said, no, no.
Froling doing well to stay in the cylinder there and keep her position. Mansfield. Kicking it back out for Froling, who's a good look for three. And counted as an assist, surely, for Keely Froling as Davis picks up the crumbs. Whitcomb nails the three, doing what she does best. Sammy, that is her first triple of the game.
And Sydney need to watch Sammy Whitcomb because she can be so dangerous in a short amount of time. She's got her eye in now, so they really need to carry a hand on her.
Up to 7 points. Davis. Uncontested three-ball drops. And the shooting bonanza continues at Qudos Bank Arena. Sydney Uni Flames 25 of 42 today from the field. Whitcomb at the other end, almost a wedge. Davis brings down the rebound and the Flames still lead by 9 points. Heel for three. Touch too deep. What have the Perth Lynx got? Few expected the Flames to be in this position so late in the game. Scherf, great balance, great ball control, great finish. 12 points for Lauren Scherf. Heel feeds Mansfield, working around the perimeter, shooting from beyond the perimeter. Can't get it to go. Sammy Whitcomb, quiet in the first three quarters. She got an extra gear to go to in this last. One-on-one with Heel. Good defense from Heel. With 10 seconds down the shot clock. Young can't find Garvin on the pick and roll. She does eventually. Bit too much juice off the board. Garvin gets the two to go. And we'll be heading to the line as well.
And it wasn't pretty, but it was very effective. Great defense here from Charlotte. Just staying in front, keeping her hands out.
Pick and roll working eventually. She's now to 12 points. David. Not too much of the Perth to get over the line. Only down by 4 points with 5 minutes 49 on the clock. Inside for Scherf. Bit of a mismatch here against Purcell, but good defence from Purcell, forcing her towards the baseline. Wickham steps back, can't get it to go. Shot clock violation, didn't hit the rim. Great D from the Flames.
Great defensive rotation too. So the guards saw that they had a mismatch and got out. That bigs rotated through.
And in a situation like this in the final 5 minutes, to use up 24 seconds and not concede points, absolute gold here for the Flames. Can they make a count at the other end of the floor? Mansfield wants Heel to move towards the corner. That's where she goes. Can't get it to drop. Purcell, and they scrap with players' bodies flying everywhere at that end of the floor. Rowe comes up with it. And a fresh 14 now for the Sydney Uni Flames. But Mabry gets a hand in there, but is called for the foul. Purcell. Almost look away pass there to Rowe. 3 to shoot here for Heel. She loses control, but she may have drawn some contact. Let off there for the Sydney Uni Flames. Wickham is called for the foul.
Her first personal, 4th team foul on the
It's
Lynx.
reaching in, trying to steal. Timeout is called, and these timeouts absolutely crucial now for both of these coaches. This is where they really earn their pay packet in the clutch. 3 minutes, 37 seconds on the clock. Who do you want to see step up here in these final moments for the Lynx? Steph?
Well, I think obviously Sydney are going to be putting a lot of pressure on Mabry and on Sammy, so trying to make them make extra passes is going to be what they're trying to do.
Yep.
But you know that the big guns, so Mabry, Darcy and Sammy, are going to be looking to get their shots, and any shot from any of them, including Loz Scherf. So any one of those players shooting the ball, you're happy with it as long as it's an open shot that comes from extra passes.
Mabry 3 of 5 from deep today. Garvin is 2 of 7 from deep. Wickham 1 of 7. They're their 3 main 3-point scorers. Be their go-tos from deep. But Scherf has been good on the inside today. She's 5 of 8 from the field. In the meantime, Shyla Heel will be heading to the line.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Flames, after these foul shots, threw a full court press just to slow the ball down a little bit.
She misses the first attempt. That's her first blemish from the stripe today. She's now 3 of 4. 7 assists, 17 points for Shyla Heel. She misses both. Talked about free throw shooting being crucial. Massive let off for the Lynx. Can they make it count at the offensive end of the floor? Jackie Young does make it count. The 2 drops.
And she did really well to come hard off that on ball and just went straight downhill, and it was either going to be a layup or a foul.
Mansfield hits it from, attempts it from long and can't get it to go. 3-point lead here for the Sydney Uni Flames. Foul is called and a shooting foul is called. Marina Mabry will be heading to the line.
And that probably wasn't the shot that, even though Loz Mansfield has been shooting fantastic all day today, probably not the shot that you wanted if you were Sydney. Maybe get it through an offense, make the Lynx have to play some defense, tie them out a little bit, and then hopefully get an open shot on rotation. But they've got another play after here. It'll be nice to see them do that.
Issue is there's only 1 point differential between the two sides now as Mabry takes her tally to 30. Second time this season she's hit 30 points. 10 to shoot for Shyla Heal. Mabry is guarding as Heal puts up the 3 and misfires, and Whitcomb comes up with a rebound.
If you're going to be shooting outside shots and threes at this crucial part of the game, you want to be crashing the board or try and get those offensive boards.
Young into the key again, comes up with the 2 consecutive buckets for Young, and Perth hit the lead. They've worked so hard today, the Sydney Uni Flames. Have they got another gear to go to in these final minutes? Whitcomb almost came up with the steal. 8 to shoot for Mansfield. The layup is blocked by Garvin. Still alive. Froling turns it over. And Young with her 3rd consecutive field goal. Timeout is called. And Jackie Young has pitched the lead from the Flames.
She has been fantastic in these last 3 possessions.
Great defense from Garvin. And then Young to come up with the fast break bucket. And after leading for almost 95% of this game, the Sydney Uni Flames find themselves down by 3 points with 2 minutes on the clock.
And Sydney will be pretty disappointed with that, the last 3 possessions, because they shot a couple of not so open shots, some long threes, and didn't crash the boards. It's fine to be shooting those shots if you're making them, but you really need to make sure that you're crashing the boards and making the most of every opportunity. And Perth just stepped up. Jackie Young came on out, said, all right, guys, my turn.
Yeah.
Turn the game right around.
Coach Petrick will be absolutely thrilled with what his team has been able to muster here in this final quarter. He trailed by as much as 13 points during the 3rd term. But again, we've seen another big comeback in the WNBL. It came after the Townsville Fire made up 19 points yesterday against the Boomers. Maybe there's one final crack here for the Flames. Shane Heal, final chat with the referees as the Flames go to work. They've upped the ante defensively, the Lynx. Shyla Heal, just 20 years of age, carrying her team on her back, draws the contact hard. Darcy Garvin not too happy with the call. She will be heading to the strike.
And that was a sneaky little move there from Kalani, just to, you know, give
Yes.
Darcy a little bit of a shove.
Nicely picked up, Steph. Now Heal, she missed her past 2 free throws. Good on the first attempt. Hasn't been her day from beyond the arc, but gosh, has she got an opportunity to make a name for herself in the WNBL once again today. Back to a 1-point differential. Don't go anywhere. Thrilling final 2 minutes coming up on KO Sports. Flames looking for their first win. Lynx been on the road all month. Delayed start to the season. They've worked their way back into this game. Scherf feeds off Young, who's been awesome in the clutch so far. Purcell almost came up with the steal. 2 to shoot. Mabry puts it up, falls short.
And that was great defense there from Kalani Purcell, just staying down, moving her feet and making it hard.
That's Sydney Uni Flames leader stepping up. Heal, one-on-one with Young, works her way inside, misses the floater, gets it back. Fresh 14 for the Flames to work with. Davis, with 1 minute to play, gets it in and out, and then can't come up with the rebound. And the Lynx breathe a sigh of relief. 82-81. Who would have thought we would have had a finish like this coming up pre-game? Mabry, Garvin, Scherf, Mabry, the dagger, boom!
Big time players making big time shots.
Marina Mabry with a huge 3-ball. And now the Flames have 4 points to make up. Mansfield steps back for three, can't get it to go. And there's no shot clock left. Heel fouls. The Perth Lynx now holding an 85-81 lead thanks to this dagger from Mabry. Lauren Scherf could have easily turned around, put that shot up herself, but Mabry, one of the best three-ball shooters in the comp, had a wide open look.
And that was a great pass there from Loz Scherf. She knew she was getting doubled. She probably could have made the shot and went straight to Mabry for that three.
And they foul her now, Marina Mabry.
The foul is on Tyler Heel.
Heel is called for the foul. That is her fourth personal foul as well. So Mabry will be heading to the line. She has been monumental so far in this game. Can't quite come up with the free throw. That's a pretty handy afternoon at the office.
You're not going to ever complain about that game, are you?
Makes it a 5-point game. Makes it just that little bit harder for the Flames now as Rowe fumbles off the inbounds.
Last touch for the Lynx.
It was last touch by Mabry, but another 2 seconds off the clock. And for all of Sydney Uni's hard work, for all the game time that they've led, the Perth Lynx have shown their class late in this game.
And that's just that, a little bit of experience, making big shots at big times. And it looks like the Perth Lynx have done it again today.
Mansfield from the car park. Can't get it to go. Purcell can't get that rebound to go. But the Perth Lynx have escaped with victory. They were mightily challenged by the Sydney Uni Flames today. They were trailed by as much as 13 points. But they come up with a 24-11 final quarter, 25-11 rather, to defeat the Flames 86-81. And they conjure their fourth win of the season. The Sydney Uni Flames still winless in a terrific game of basketball, Steph Blitzarves.
Selfishly, it was great for us to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Heartbreaking for the Sydney Flames, but yeah, the Perth Lynx just outplayed them in the last couple of minutes of the last quarter today, and that's what wins and loses if you win and lose a game.
We have to pay lots of credit as well to the Sydney Uni Flames, who were superbly led by Lauren Mansfield today. We saw how big Renee Davis could be with 21 points and 13 rebounds. But just the Lynx coming up clutch as well, and probably just that gap, that chasm in terms of experience and wisdom. Not necessarily team chemistry, because it's there's still a pretty young Lynx side in terms of how many games they've played together. But just some of their big-time players coming up clutch in the end, Steph.
That's right, and when you're having a player hit 34 points, a lot of the time your team is probably going to win.
Sammy Wickham also coming up with some big-time players as well, but the likes of Shyla Heel as well, 19 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds for her. She really tried to lead her team, but just Lauren Mansfield, her output just diminished slightly, and that was the ultimate dagger in the end. Marina Mabry able to hit that three, which essentially sealed the game for the Lynx, and they were able to eventually get their three-point game going. It probably took them about 2.5 quarters, but eventually they found their A game in the end, Steph.
And you always knew they would. It's not often that they miss that many threes, but yeah, it definitely just took them a little bit longer than they would have liked, but they got there in the end.
So there are some of the numbers from the game so far. 44. The shooting from both teams, in fact, was excellent right throughout that game. Speaking of shooting, the best shooter on the floor tonight was Marina Mabry, and she's courtside with us right now. Marina, thanks so much for your time. Ben and Steph back in the studio. Congratulations on the victory. Gosh, those young City Uni Flames girls today, they really made you earn that victory.
Yeah, they were awesome. They came out with a lot of energy. Those guards are fearless. They were hitting the pick and pop on us, getting rebounds and taking it right at us. So hats off to them. They played a great game.
Where were you able to get on top of the Sydney Uni Flames in that final quarter? Because you scored 25 points to 11 in that final quarter to eventually get the victory.
I think we just settled down a bit, kind of sped them up, like kind of slowed down their offense with our press, kind of struggled to get them into what they wanted to get in originally, and they weren't scoring as quick on us, so we were able to get out in transition, get to the free throw line, get some threes to go down. I think we kind of just like hit the gas a little bit. We were kind of cruising in the first half, so just coming out and playing a little bit harder.
Yeah, and so just you personally today had a fantastic game. But your last two games have just been down from what we expect, because we expect big things from you. How did you come into the game, and what mindset did you have?
Same one I always have. My teammates pick me up, my coaches pick me up, my agent picks me up, everybody. And kind of just being able to rely on my teammates. It doesn't always have to be about me. So keep up with what I'm doing, and I'm not going to change anything. It happens to everybody. Look back in 5 years or remember 2 bad games in Australia. Probably not. So just keep on going and keep the same mindset.
Marina, your game today was outstanding. Just tell us about your mindset when you do get into the groove from beyond the arc. 34 points today. We saw you hit 30 in your WNBL debut. What's your mindset when you get into the groove offensively?
I feel like it's just overall, I'm here to love, grow, learn, and become a better person. So I come out here and I play for the love of the game and love of my teammates and the club. So sometimes it's not my best night, but my teammates always pick me up, like I said. And then when I do get going, they're always there to cheer me on and get the rebounds and stuff. So I'm grateful for this opportunity every night. So had a tough week last week, come back out and play my hardest again.
Your former Notre Dame teammate, Jackie Young, has come out to Australia with you to play in the WNBL season. She was big in the clutch today. She hit 3 consecutive buckets to get you back in the game. How important was she in the clutch today, and how important is she to the structure and chemistry of this lineup?
Yeah, I mean, Jackie does so many things that don't show up on the stat sheet, so she doesn't always get the spotlight, but we wouldn't be here where we are playing as well as we are without her. And then I kind of got in the huddle and said, like, Jackie saved the day, because whatever I did in the before that, it didn't really matter. We were still losing, and then here comes Jackie. Kind of saved the day for us, saved the game for us. So happy to have her as a teammate and have her on our team again.
And Marina, you came out to Australia, I suppose. You were sold the prospect of living on the west, close to the beach, warm weather as well. You find yourself, though, on the east coast of Australia. We all know the circumstances that we're in. How's the mindset of the group as well, especially considering the recent border changes in Western Australia and sort of the uncertainty about where you might be in the short mid?
The only thing that exists right now is the present moment. So right now we're in Sydney, playing our maybe 5th or 6th game of the season, and that's kind of where my head is at. But you know, to my teammates, I know that they have families back home, jobs back home, so everybody's reality is different. It's kind of what you see it as, so I try to be respectful of them and how they feel about this. So just trying to be there to pick them up and kind of make this present moment for them at least enjoyable until they figure out what's next for them. And these times of uncertainty is kind of what we live in, so just be here now. The universe takes us for a whirl sometimes, so just enjoy the moment while you can.
Marina, that's great perspective. We really do appreciate the show that you're putting on for all fans, Australian basketball fans in particular. Congratulations on your performance and the victory today, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Marina Maybury joining us there, and what a show she put on today. That is our next 4 games coming up on KO Sports. It's the fiesta of WNBL continues. The Spirit and the Flames is our next game in a couple of days' time. The Bendigo Spirit played earlier. They're playing 4 games in 10 days at the moment. The Flyers, hopefully, back on the floor against the Perth Lynx at Dandenong Stadium in a couple of days' time. The Capitals and the Flames then after that, and the Fire and the Lightning in Townsville as well. Just a word on the Flyers in particular as well, Steph, at the moment. It's pretty tough for the Flyers. They've been hit pretty hard by the health and safety protocols. They'll be itching to get back on the floor whenever is the right time to do that. Yeah,
so we've been expecting to see them over this last weekend, especially they had a game on Friday and then supposed to be today as well that both got postponed. So I'm sure they'll be really hitting it hard, trying to get healthy, taking all the supplements, all the vitamins, trying to get the vitamin D and get better. So hopefully we see them soon.
So let's now say goodbye from the studios here. It has been a terrific afternoon for the Perth Lynx. It was a big comeback performance. They were challenged mightily hard by the Sydney Uni Flames. Nice working with you, Steph.
Yes, it's been great. Thank you for having me.
On behalf of the entire hard-working team and Steph Blitzar, Ben Waterworth signing off from Qudos Bank Arena, where the Perth Lynx escaped with a hard-fought victory over the Sydney Uni Flames, 86-81. Good night.